Okay, good morning, everyone. Uh, Before starting today's class, may I have to give some special notice. The first, it is about our future lessons. Future lessons means now there are two permanent days. One is Sunday morning, other one is Monday evening, 7 to 10. And actually, I told you earlier, I will start heat lesson after doing some part of mechanics. No, therefore, I plan to do. I plan to start my heat lesson on Fridays. Fridays means Fridays 7 to 10. Fridays 7 to 10. That means our extra day, extra class in my class day. So heat lesson will be started from this work onwards from on Fridays. Okay, Fridays from 7 to 10 p.m. Okay. මොකද පුතේ අපි සිලබස් එක කවර් කරන්න ඕනේ පළවෙනි එක. We have to cover the syllabus. We have to aim the A-level exam. Okay. Therefore, I have to start heat lesson as an extra class because I cannot allocate two permanent days. One of my two permanent days for heat lesson because I have to consider your first term test also. First term එක ගැන හිතන්නත් එපා. ඒක නිසා first term එකේ syllabus එක cover කරන්න ඕනි. ඒක නිසා මේ lessons දෙක මම අඩු කරන්නේ නැහැ. lessons දෙක හැමම යනවා. ඊට අමතරව heat lesson එක මම aim කරන්න පුතේ කෙලින්ම A-level exam එක. ඒක නිසා heat lesson එක අපි start කරනවා මේ Friday. ඒක නිසා දැන් balance work තියාගන්න එපා කියලා මම මෙච්චර කය ගැහුවේ ඕක තමයි. හරිද? මම හිතන්නේ මාත් එක්ක හිටපු පරල ළමයි දන්නවා. මම heat lesson එක පටන් ගන්නවා කියලා දැන් මම notify කරේ. මම හිතන්නේ more than 4 months ago no. මේ මම කලින්ම කියලා තිබ්බා මම මේ වෙලාවේ එතකොට heat lesson එක පටන් ගන්නවා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට කියලා. හරිද? ඒක නිසා දැන් හරි කාලේ පටන් ගන්න. මොකද heat lesson එක කියලා කියන්නේ පුතේ ඒක independent lesson එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ අපිට ඒක වෙනම පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක අර pre knowledge එකක් අමුණු වෙන්නේ නැති lesson එකක්. මේ ඒ නිසා සිලබස් එක කවර් කරන්න ඕන නිසා මට ඒක පටන් ගන්න වෙනවා අනිවාර්යයි. මොකද අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අඩුම ගානේ at least 6 months ago we have to 6 months before we have to cover the syllabus. Otherwise we cannot do full papers. Okay, full papers කරන්න බෑ පුතේ. Full papers කරන්න නම් අද අනිවාර්ය syllabus එක cover කරන්න ඕනේ. So heat lesson is very important lesson. Okay, so this is a theory lesson. Therefore, Friday 7 to 10, that class will be a permanent class from this month onwards. Okay, but heat lesson විතර අපි මේ එහෙම කරන්නේ. heat lesson එක වුණාට පස්සේ ඊළඟ lessons වලට පුතේ මේ අපිට pre knowledge එක ඕන වෙනවා. එතකොට ඒවා ඒ වෙලාවේ cover වෙන විදිහත් එක්ක තමයි ඊළඟට අපි ඔය ක්ලාස් එක යුටිලයිස් කරන්නේ. හරිද? ඒක නිසා බැරි වෙලා හරි ක්ලාස් වලට එන්න බැරි කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා නම් රෙකෝඩින්ග්ස් එකවලින් බලන්න වෙනවා. හරිද? මම ඒකයි ඕගොල්ලන්ට මම හිතන්නේ මම මාසයක් විතර ඉඳන් ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ එක දිගට ඕගොල්ලන්ව ප්‍රෙෂර් කරා නෙවෙයි අත්‍තරම මම කරේ. මට ඕනේ ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ බැලන්ස් වර්ක් නැති කරගන්න. හරිද? මොකද ඉස්සරහට අනිවාර්යෙන් මේ අපි ඇක්සලරේට් කරනවා. දැන් මේ ඇක්සලරේෂන් එක යන්නේ. හරිද? මේ ඇක්සලරේෂන් එක කියන්නේ පුතේ ආයි මේ ක්ලාස් එකේ විතරක් කරන ඇක්සලරේෂන් එකක් නෙවෙයි. මොක හැම ක්ලාස් එකකම හැම සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකකම කරනවා. දැන් මෙතනින් පස්සේ ඇක්සලරේට් කරනවා. ඒක නිසා වර්ක් ලෝඩ් එක අම්මානක වැඩි වෙනවා වර්ක් ලෝඩ් එක. හරිද? ඒක නිසා කවදාවත් බැලන්ස් වර්ක් තියාගන්න එපා. බැලන්ස් වර්ක් තියාගත්තොත් අනිවාර්යෙන් මම දන්නේ නැහැ ඕගොල්ලන්ට මොන වගේ තත්ත්වයක් උදා වෙයිද කියලා. හරිද? ඒක එකක්. ඊළඟට you should follow my instruction. That means if you are asked to participate for exam or quiz, please do that. Don't escape from that. මම දන්නේ දැන් ගොඩක් මේ ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් ළමයි නම දෙනයි කරලා තියෙන්නේ. මම දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් ළමයි 30ක් විතර ඉන්නවා පන්ති. හරි? 29ක් ඉන්නේ. 29 9ක් කියන්නේ more than 20 students මේ still not done that මේ quiz. I don't know why. හරි. මම අලුතෙන් ආපු කට්ටිය මේ කන්සිඩර් කරන්නේ මොකද අලුතෙන් ආපු කට්ටිය මේ තව ඒ සිලබස් එක කවර් කරලා නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මේ හැබැයි පරණ ඈයෝ ටික තාම මේ quiz එක කම්ප්ලීට් කරලා නැහැ මම දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ questions බැලලා සබ්මිට් කරේ නැද්ද? ඉතින් මට ඒක මම බලන්න මට හැමෝම ඇදගෙන යන්න බෑ. මට කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. මම හැමෝම ඇදගෙන යන්න බෑ. මාත් එක්ක එන යම් ළමයි පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා නම් ඒ පිරිස තමයි මම දැන් ඇදගෙන යන්නේ. හරිද? මම විතරක් නෙමෙයි හැම ක්ලාස් එකකම එහෙම තමයි. හරිද? ඒක නිසා හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. දැන් නම් බැලන්ස් වර්ක්ස් තියාගන්න එපා පුතේ. මොකද යුනිට්ස් ඒ කියන්නේ වෙනම හීට් ලෙසන් එක වෙනම යනවා. මැකැනික්ස් වල ලෙසන්ස් දෙකක් වෙනම යනවා. ඕකේ මම මේ ලීනියර් මොෂන් ඉවර වෙච්ච එක මම මේ ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් ලෙසන්ස් ටිකට බලනවා. ඒක නිසා මේ මොකද මම ලීනියර් මොෂන්ස් ඉවර කරන්නේ ඒකේ ක්වෙස්චන්ස් ගොඩක් කියලා නිසා ඊට පස්සේ ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් ලෙසන් එක කරන්නේ ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් එකට වඩා මේක ක්වෙස්චන්ස් ගොඩක් යන තරක් නිසා මේ ඊට පස්සේ මම ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් ලෙසන් එක කරනවා දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට මේ බොහොම පොඩි කාලයක් ඇතුළත අපේ ඇක්සලරේෂන් එක යනවා අපේ විතරක් නෑ හැම ක්ලාස් එකකම යනවා හරි ඒ නිසා අනිවාර්යෙන් බැරි වෙලා හරි ලයිව් ක්ලාසස් එන්න බැරි නම් මම කොහොමත් රෙකෝඩින් එක දාන්නේ පුතේ මට දැන් අද ක්ලාස් එක වුණාට පස්සේ ඇට්ලිස්ට් මන්ඩේ වෙනවා ඇට්ලිස්ට් මන්ඩේ වෙනවා මොකද රෙකෝඩින් එක දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ක්ලාස් එක ඉවර කරලා තව ක්ලාස් එක පටන් ගන්නවානේ ඕකත් එක්ක රෙකෝඩින් එක අප්ලෝඩ් වෙන්නේ නැහැ රෙකෝඩින් එක අප්ලෝඩ් වෙන්නේ ක්ලාසස් ටික වුණාට පස්සේ ඒක නිසා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මන්ඩේ වෙනවා ඒ නිසා මම මන්ඩේ ක්ලාස් එකේ සන්ඩේ ලෙසන් එක කරන්නේ නැත්තේ ඒකයි හේතුව රෙකෝඩින් එක අප්ලෝඩ් කරලා කාලයක් නැහැ ළමයිට බලා ගන්න මේ ඔව් I know you හරි මේ ඒ වුණාට අපි දන්න ටික හරි කමක් නැහැ පුතේ මේක කරගන්න එක අවුලක් නැහැ පුළුවන් නම් මේ ඒ කියන්නේ අලුතෙන් ආව ළමයි අලුතෙන් ආපු මේ දරුවෝ කෙටි කාලයක් ඇතුළත බොහොම මේ within short time you have to cover මේ the recordings okay you have to cover all the recordings uh, because all the recordings are available in YouTube therefore you can follow all of them if you have any questions please let me know okay otherwise I will try to do a recap session but sorry still I don't have enough time slot for that one okay that's depend on the school no buta that's depend on the school but in most of some leading school of in Colombo normally they will give their own papers not provincial papers but some school will give provincial papers but that it depends on the school okay ඒක ස්කෝලෙන් ඩිපෙන්ඩ් වෙන එක අපි එකපාරට ඒ කියන්නේ ස්කෝලේ ටීචර් සිලබස් එක කවර් කරන මේ එකත් එක්කනේ පුතේ යා මේක දෙන්නේ ඒක නිසා ඒක ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ස්කෝලෙත් එක තමයි ඩිපෙන්ඩ් වෙන්නේ කොච්චර දුරට යනවද කියලා but we should cover the first term no? We should cover all the lessons which is categorized under the first term okay therefore we have to cover them okay according to government calendar, school calendar, the first term will be ended in June. Therefore, there will be a test. There will be the first term exam in June first week, mostly June first week or last week of May. Okay. So, according to government calendar, according to government school calendar, the first term will be ended ended on June. Okay. හරි. බරෝනේ. Okay, sorry for the call. Actually, according to government my school calendar, the first term will be ended in June. As I remember, June first week. Uh, Therefore, mostly your exam will be scheduled on June first week or the last week of May. Okay. So therefore, we have to cover up to Newton's law. Newton's law means up to work and energy in dynamic session, the dynamic kinematic lessons. In static lesson, we have to cover the force equilibrium up to force equilibrium. Lesson. Okay. Therefore, we can cover them, but the thing is, we have to do some extra questions and extra papers before the exam. Otherwise, actually, you have to have some experience, no? Therefore, we have to do some extra test or extra unit test, extra papers before you exam. Okay. Therefore, I have to cover the theory part, or I have to cover the theory part before you exam, as well as I have to cover the questions or papers before you doing the first term test. Okay. ඒක එහෙම යන ගමන් අනිවාර්යෙන් අපි ෆස්ට් ටර්ම් එක වෙනම කතා කරනවා. අපිට A level exam එක වෙනම තියනවා පුතේ. So A level exam එක ගැන මේ කරගන්නත් එපා. ඒක නිසා heat lesson එක අපි පටන් ගන්නවා මේ Friday ඉඳන්. එතකොට මේ Friday කියලා කියන්නේ මේ Friday දනුත් ඕගොල්ලන්ට එතකොට Friday කියලා කියන්නේ class දවසක් වෙනවා. Friday 7 to 10. ඒක ඒ කියන්නේ අනිවාර්යෙන් එන්න බැරි නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් recordings බලන්න. ඒක කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. මේ හැබැයි numbers ටික ගත්තොත් එහෙම Friday numbers ගන්න වැඩි. අද දැන් මේක permanent day එකක් වුණාට permanent day එකේ numbers ගන්න අඩි මන් දන්නේ ඇයි කියලා. අපි permanent day එක Sunday වුණාට Sunday වල මේ head counts ගන්න ටිකක් අඩුයි. හරිද? හරි කමන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට අපි Sunday and Monday classes දෙකේ අපි යන්නේ මොනවද mechanics lessons දෙකේ force equilibrium, sorry, after completing the linear motion part, I will start the practical session of the first lesson. Okay, measuring equipments. Then every day means every class day you will be given a small test, quick recap series. I think every students should participate for that part. Not only the students who are participating for live classes, but also the students who are watching recordings should follow that exams. Okay. මම පොඩි හරි allocation එකක් දුන්නේ, පොඩි හරි මේකක් දුන්නේ අලුතෙන් ආපු ළමයි ටිකට විතරයි. මොකද ඒගොල්ලන්ට cover කරන්න time එකක් දෙන්න ඕන නිසා. Okay. But after the midweek of February, I think you should participate for that one. Okay. මම ඔන්න week දෙකක් දෙන්නවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. Within 2 weeks you have to cover all the things. Okay. Otherwise no option. හරි. මේ ඒ ටිකත් එක්ක ඔය notice ටික තමයි මම දෙන්න අවශ්‍යතාවය තිබ්බේ. එතකොට from this Friday onwards, we are going to do heat lesson පුතා. Therefore you have to use another new book for that one. That is separate lesson. හරි. පොඩ්ඩක් oral වලදී heat lessons ටික පොඩ්ඩක් බලාගෙන ඇවිල්ලා තියාගන්න එක වටිනවා. all ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරපු physics වලට තිබ්බ heat lessons ටික පොඩ්ඩක් පොඩි දෙයක් බලාගෙන තියාගන්න. එතකොට නිකන් අලුත් දෙයක් නෙමෙයි, පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නවනේ එතකොට පොඩි හරි දෙයක්. එතකොට ලේසි වැඩේ කරගෙන යන්න. හරි. හොඳයි. Okay. Okay. Shall we start? Now we are in the middle of the discussion about the gradient of a graph. The variation of the gradient with x values. we are discussing about that one. Okay. So as the first subtopic, we have discussed about m equals 0 occasions. That means the value of gradient. If the value of gradient is 0, then what kind of graph will be there? We have discussed about that thing. After that one, under the second subtopic, now we are discussing about the gradient. The when the x value increases, gradient also increases. Such kind of cases. Now we are discussing about such kind of cases. Okay. Gradient increases with x value. So what was my argument, Puta? Again, all of you come to the lesson. All of you come to the lesson. Now we are discussing about the gradient. The gradient increases with the value of x. That means when x is increasing, gradient also increases. Gradient also increases. So now we are discussing about this case. Tell me, what was my argument? How to determine that thing? How to determine the variation of a gradient with x? How to determine that one? What was my argument? Tell me. Actually, you are given some homework, no? You are given some homework, but I ask you to do it on a rough sheet, not in the book, because I will give you the note. So I saw some students did the thing in the on books, but if you did it in your books, please when I'm doing, if there is any corrections, please do it when I'm doing that one. Okay. Okay. Tell me, what was my argument? How to determine the variation of gradient with x? What was my argument? So what is the gradient? Tell me. What is the gradient? Gradient is what? Oh,
the tan value between the tan value of the angle between the tangent drawn to the point and the x.
X means positive x. Okay.
Positive x.
Positive x. Okay. So gradient is the tangent value, or gradient is the tan value of the angle between the tangent drawn to the particular point and the positive x-axis. So this is the, so gradient is equal to tan theta. Tan theta means the angle between the tangent and the positive x-axis, with a positive x-axis. Positive x-axis. Okay. So this is the definition of gradient. Then how to determine the variation of a gradient with x? How to determine? How to build an argument, Puta? What argument I build karani? Tell me. You have to be a logical, okay? For every step, there should be a logic. So how to build a logic? Tell me. Again, the gradient means it is a tan value, no? It is a tan value. After discussing this thing, we have discussed about the tan curve. No? According to tan curve, it is very clear when theta increases, tan theta increases. No? When theta increases, tan theta increases according to tan curve. So within the acute range as well as the obtuse range, when theta increases, tan value also increases. Therefore, we have to consider the theta value, whether the theta value is increasing or decreasing or constant. Sorry. If theta value increases with x, that means tan theta value also increases. That means tan theta is equal to m, no? So m should also increase with x. Did you get my argument? My point
Yes,
again?
yes, sir.
So you have to determine that thing, whether the theta increasing or decreasing or constant. How to determine that thing? How to determine that thing? I asked you to draw two tangents at two separate points. Then you can determine whether it is increasing or decreasing or constant. So if I draw another tangent here, suppose this is theta 1, this is theta 2, this is P, this is Q. That means it is obvious theta 2 is greater than theta 1, no? Theta 2 is greater than theta 1. Therefore, definitely tan theta 2 should be higher or greater than tan theta 1. That means M2 is higher than M1. That means this is a graph. The gradient of this graph increases with x. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
So suppose this one, if you are given this kind of graph, actually we have to prove whether the theta is increasing or not using this kind of two tangents. Okay, two tangents drawn at two separate points. Okay, but suppose we are in the middle of some MCQ paper or MCQ question. Okay, then we don't want to draw two tangents. Look at this. You can use your pen. If you keep your pen like this as a tangent, and you can move your pen from here to here. If you move when you move your pen from here to here, what will happen to the angle? What will happen to the angle? Tell me.
The angle is increasing.
Angle is increasing. It is very clear, no? Angle is increasing. If angle is increasing, that means that the gradient also increasing. Okay? Suppose you are given this kind of graph. Look at this one. Now angle is what will happen? Increasing or not?
It's increasing, sir.
Increasing.
Oh,
Again,
no, sir,
again.
decreasing.
Decreasing. It is decreasing, no? Angle means this value. Angle is this value. Angle is this value. Because angle between right side of x and the tangent. So if I move from here to here, what will happen? Angle is decreasing. Angle is decreasing. Initially, the angle is this kind of one, sometimes like 120. This is 120. After some time, it will be 90. You know? Therefore, angle is decreasing. Okay. So you have to determine whether the angle, that means theta, is decreasing or not, decreasing or increasing or constant. If it is increasing, tan value also increasing. That means m also increasing. If it is a constant, that means theta is a constant. That means tan theta is a constant. So m is a constant. If it is decreasing, then m, that means gradient, also decreasing. Everyone, I need responses. Did you get my point? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Others? Alright. Okay. Then, shall we draw some graph? Who is the gradient increasing with x? Okay. Oh, look at this one. Okay. Please look at those two shapes. What will happen? When moving the pen from here to here, what will happen? The angle is increasing. It is increasing. Angle is increasing. That means tan theta. Theta is increasing. That means tan theta is increasing. So increasing. Now
The angle is again increasing.
again increasing. Look at this. Initially, it is nearly equal to 90 or something, no? But after some time, it will be equal to 150 or 180 or something, no? So angle is increasing. You can determine that one in theoretical way by drawing two tangent at two separate point. Okay. So if you draw two tangent, it is very clear. Theta 1, theta 2. So it is very clear. Theta 2 is higher than theta 1. Theta 2 is higher than theta 1. Okay. Look at these two graphs. What will happen? Is it increasing or not? Tanggal banyak kan karena ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ පොත්. බලන්න.
So it's increasing.
Huh? It is increasing, no, Buddha?
Yeah.
It is increasing. Look at this one. I can draw two tangent. Suppose this one. Sorry, this one. This is theta. How to take theta value? How to take theta value? Is it this angle or is it this angle? Angle 1 or angle 2? The theta value? The angle 1 or angle 2? How to measure the theta value? Is it angle 1 or is it angle 2?
So it's angle 2
Angle 2. Why?
because it's similar. It's as same as the other one which is opposite to it. The other angle.
That is not the definition. How to define the angle between two straight line? How to define that one? I think we have done that one in trigonometry. We have to measure the angle as a standard. We have to measure the angle in counterclockwise, anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. So if you measure the angle into this way, that is a clockwise direction. If you measure angle in clockwise direction, we have negative angle. Okay. So normally, as is standard, the angle is measured in anti-clockwise direction or counterclockwise direction. Therefore, the angle between the positive x and the tangent is angle number 2, not the angle number 1. That is the definition of angle measurement. Okay. Okay. So we have to take the anti-clockwise angle, or the anti-clockwise angle with positive x direction. Then this one. You can very clearly see about this theta 1, theta 2. So it is very clear theta 2 is higher than theta 1. No? Theta 2 is greater than theta 1. No? Theta 1 something like 60, but theta 2 something like 90. No? You can determine that one using your pen. Using your pen. The angle is increasing. What about this one? What about this one?
The angle is decreasing, sir.
Decreasing or increasing? Angle means angle between the tangent and the positive x direction. Okay. පෑන දිග නැත්තම් පෑන දෙකක් යූස් කරන්න. නැත්තම් x අක්ෂය නැත්නම් x axis එක පල්ලෙහාට ගියේ. ඒ තවුලක් නැහැ. Is it increasing or decreasing? Huh?
So it's decreasing, sir.
Huh?
It's decreasing, sir.
Increasing, no? Look at this, sir.
It's
Now
increasing.
the angle is this one. Now, what will happen? Angle is something like 90, but it is now it is increasing, no? It is increasing, no? The angle is increasing. Angle is increasing. Therefore, this shape, in this shape, also the angle is increasing. If you draw two tangents at two separate points, you can clearly see this is theta 1, this is theta 2. So theta 2 is greater than theta 1. Theta 2 is greater than theta 1. Okay. Therefore, these kind of shapes show the increment of a gradient. Okay. These kind of shapes show an increment of a gradient with x. Okay. So if we have this kind of shape, we can clearly say the gradient of the graph is increasing with x. The gradient of the graph is increasing with x. Suppose we are given ST curve. You know, in ST curve, the gradient is velocity. No, it is a velocity. You know that thing in order. Okay. So if we are given ST curve, the gradient is velocity, and if you have this graph in ST curve, that means velocity is increasing. Velocity is increasing with time. If the velocity is increasing with time, that means it will be an acceleration. It will be an acceleration. Okay. Suppose this is a VT curve. So if it is a VT curve, you know the gradient of VT curve is equal to acceleration. So if it is a VT curve, the gradient is increasing with time. Means acceleration is increasing with time. Okay. So that kind of conclusion we can make using the variation of using this analysis, using the variation of gradient. Okay. Did you get my point? තාම මම අතනට ආවේ නැහැ. SG කවුස් වලට ආවේ නැහැ. එතකොට මම කියලා දෙනවා. ඊට වඩා DP කියලා දෙනවා. නමුත් මම ගත්තොත් අපි as a simple example, we can get that one. Okay. Okay. Normally, this shape is a concave shape. Normally, we call this as concave shape. Concave. मैं නැමිලා තියෙන අතට. It's a concave shape. So, there's a concave shape in a graph. That means the gradient of the graph, the gradient of that particular section will be increased with x. Okay, but you don't want to remember that thing, but you don't want to remember that thing, you can use your pen. You can use your pen. You can use your pen and determine whether the angle is increasing or not. Or if you can remember that thing. If this is a concave shape, that means the gradient will be increased with x. Okay, so that is the way of memorizing that thing, but that is not the argument. That is not the argument. What is the basic logic? Theta is, sorry, m is a tan value. M is a tan value. Therefore, tan value increases with theta. So we have to determine the theta value. So how to determine theta value? We should draw a tangent to the graph, and we can determine whether that angle is increasing or not. Okay? So that is the basic principle. That is the basic argument or logic. So you should follow that thing. Okay. So if you cannot determine, if you cannot remember your shortcut methods, go for the basic. If you go for the basic, you won't be wrong. පාට මාර දින්න බේසික් එකට ගියොත් එහෙම බේසික් එකෙන් යූස් කරන්න බේසික් එක මාර කොන්ෆිඩන්ට් ඕකේ ඒක හරි හරිද අපි අන්තිමට okay, you have to draw this one. අපි මේක අදගත්තේ නෑ මං හිතන්නේ.
So
Yeah.
So if the graph is not a curve like that, sir, we can't really draw a tangent, no?
Sorry?
In this case, so in this case, the graph is a perfect curve, no?
Yeah.
A part of a circle, no?
Yeah.
So
No, part of yeah, okay.
yeah, what if it's like a part of an oval shape? The tangent won't be like, you can't measure the angle with
No.
drawing tangent, no?
No. Curve means this is not a perfect curve. Perfect curve පුතා. This is not a perfect method. Okay. You can draw the same thing. Sorry. Is there any lagging?
No, sir, now you're clear.
Okay. You can do the same for any kind of circle, any kind of curve shape. Okay. Suppose you are given this one. Is it a circle? It is not a circle, no? It is not a circle. But even you can draw two tangents. Even you can draw two tangents and measure the angle between the tangent and the positive x-axis. So you can do the same. Go for the basic. Okay. Did you get my point?
Okay.
Okay.
Sir. Okay.
We can do the same thing. We can do the same thing for any kind of curvatures. Okay. The tangent means actually it is not belongs to a circle only. Tangents are belongs to any kind of circle, any kind of not only circle. We can draw tangents for straight line also. If you draw a tangent for a straight line, it will be the same straight line. Therefore, it is there is no requirement for drawing tangent for a straight line. So we can draw a tangent for any kind of curvature.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, then draw this. For instance, ග්‍රේඩියන් අඳින්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ පුතේ. එහෙම ග්‍රේඩියන් අඳින්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් අපි මේ කරන්නේ තියරිටිකල් පාර්ට් එකක්. තියරිටිකල් පාර්ට් එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ අපිට දෙන questions වලට අපි කොහොමද මේක මේ use කරන්නේ කියලා අපි ඊට පස්සේ ඉගෙන ගන්න. හරිද? Now we are doing theoretical part, okay? After doing theoretical part, we can apply that thing into a questions. හරිද? මේ වගේ questions එන්නේ. මේක අපි මේ questions වලට questions කරන්න අපි basic knowledge එක තමයි මෙතනින් අපි ගන්න. හරිද? අපි හැම වෙලේම කරන්න ඕනේ ඒක. හරිද? physics වල තියෙන වැදගත්ම දේත් ඒක. මොකද physics කියලා කියන්නේ මම අර මේ පාර 24 සෙට් එකලත් කිව්වා මේ කතන්දරේ මේ ගොඩාක් ළමයි කරන ලොකු වැරද්දක් තමයි ෆිසික්ස් එක අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඔය ඕරල් ඉවර වෙච්ච එක මම කට්ටියත් ලියන ගමන් අහගන්න මේ ඔය ඕරල් ඉවර වෙච්ච ගමන් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි අර ඒ විදිහෙන් යන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය ඕරල් වුණත් අපිට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේ ඕනම සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් සාමාන්‍ය පොඩි දවසකින් පාඩම් කරන්න පුළුවන් මැත්ස් උනත් අපිට මේ පොඩි කාලයක් ඇතුළත එක්සෑම් එකට පාඩම් කරලා ලියන්න පුළුවන් ඒ වගේ ටර්ම් ටෙස්ට් එකක් ලඟ වෙනකොට අපි පාඩම් කරන්න ගියක් විදිහට ජීවිතේට ෆිසික්ස් පාඩම් කරන්න බෑ ඒක. ඒකයි ඒකයි මෙතන තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ. ඒකයි 150ක් ළමයි ෆේල් වෙන්නේ. 150ක් ළමයි ඒ කියන්නේ 50% of මේ the entire candidates මේ affair fail. I fail වෙන්නේ හේතුව හරියට ට්‍රැක් එකට වටින්න දෙන්නේ. ඒකයි මම මෙච්චර වෙලා ඕගොල්ලන්ට සාමාන්‍ය කී ඉන්නේ බැලන්ස් එකක් තියාගන්න එපා. මේක කරන්න ඕන විදිය කට ගන්නවා කියන්නේ ඒකයි. මොකද ඕගොල්ලෝ ඇත්තටම දන්නේ නැහැ යන විදිය. බලන්න මම කියන දේ නිකන් බලන්න. ඔයගොල්ලෝ එක්සෑම් එකට යනකොට පාඩම් කළා මම කියන දේ කරන්න එපා. කරොත් අමාරු වෙනවා. නමුත් බලන්න ඕන නම් නිකමට හරි අපි එක්සෑම් එකක් හෙටයි කියලා අද ෆිසික්ස් කවදාවත් පාඩම් කරන්න බෑ. කරන්න බෑ. හරි. ඔකේ ටර්ම් ටෙස්ට් එකට කරන්න එපා. නිකන් මගේ දැන් ඔය රීකැප් එකට කරන්නකො. දැන් රීකැප් නිසා දැන් ඔය ළමයි රීකැප් එක කරන්නෙත් නැද්ද ඒක? බයයි කරන්නේ. අය බලන්න මේ ඔලුවට යන්නේ නැහැ. හරි. ඒක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ. ෆිසික්ස් වල තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ එකයි පුතේ. ෆිසික්ස් කියන්නේ තනිකරම තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක. තනිකරම තේරුම් ගන්නවා. තේරුම් ගත්තේ නැත්නම් කවදාවත් ෆිසික්ස් ගානක් කරන්න බෑ. ඒ අනිවාර්යෙන් තේරුම් ගන්න. ඔය තේරුම් ගන්න ඒක තියරිටිකල් බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ හදන්නේ අපි. ඊට පස්සේ මේක ඇප්ලයි කරන්න ඉගෙන ගන්න. හරිද? ඇප්ලයි කරන්න ඉගෙන ගන්න ක්වෙස්චන්ස් වල. කොහොමද තියරිටිකල් කන්සෙප්ට්ස් ටික අපි ක්වෙස්චන්ස් වලට ඇප්ලයි කරන්නේ. අපි ඊට පස්සේ ඒක ඉගෙන ගන්න. හරිද? අපි දැන් වෙක්ටර්ස් වල වෙනම කරා එක වෙනම කරා කොහොමද වෙක්ටර්ස් වල අපි අර ගත්ත පොලිගන් ස්ලෝ එක ඊට පස්සේ පැරලගම් ස්ලෝ එක කොහොමද අපි ක්වෙස්චන්ස් වලට ඇප්ලයි කරන්නේ කොහොමද අර සාමාන්‍ය නෝමල් පැරලගම්ස් වල තියෙන කැරක්ටරිස්ටික් කොහොමද ඒවා පාවිච්චි කරලා අපි ක්වෙස්චන්ස් කරන්නේ අපි ඒවා වෙනම කරා අන්තිමට මේකත් ඒ වගේ තමයි ඔක්කොම දේ පාට ටික පාට කරලා අන්තිමට කියා දෙනවා කොහොමද ඒක ඇප්ලයි කරන්නේ කියලා හරිද ඒක ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ ඇප්ලයි කරලා පස්සේ මොනවද ක්වෙස්චන්ස් දෙන්නේ ඒ වගේ දේවල් ඔක්කොම අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. මේ ඒකයි කියන්නේ ෆිසික්ස් කියන එක දවසෙන් පාඩම් කරන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. මොකද ළමෙක් පුතේ අනිවාර්යෙන් තේරුම් ගන්න බෑ මේක. අන්ඩර්ස්ටෑන්ඩ් කරගන්න බෑ. තේරුම් ගන්න යම්කිසි කාලයක් යනවා. හරිද? ඒ කාලය ළමයට අවශ්‍යයි. එක එක ළමයාගේ තියෙන අර බ්‍රේන් කැපැසිටි එකත් එක්ක ඒක වෙනස් වෙනවා. නමුත් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඕනම ළමයෙක්ට යම්කිසි ටයිම් එකක් අවශ්‍යයි මේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක තේරුම් ගන්න. හරිද? පාඩම් කරන්න බෑ. අන්තිමට කරන්නේ මොකක්ද දන්නවද? මම ඒක කියනවා. අන්තිමට කරන්නේ පාඩම් කරන්න. sorry. within 2 days 3 days ඔලුවට යන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම වෙච්ච ගමන් මොකද කරන්නේ? ටක් ගාලා මතක තියාගන්න ඔක්කොම ටික. මෙන්න මේ විදිහේ හැඩේ මේක. මේ විදිහේ හැඩේ මේක. මෙහෙම බෝලයක් આવොත් මේක. මෙහෙම එකක් આવොත් මෙහෙම. ඔන්න ඔය ටික මතක තියාගන්න. තන්නේ කරම අපායක් පුතේ ඊට පස්සේ. වැඩක් නැහැ කතා කරලා තන්නේ කරම අපායක්. එතනින් පස්සේ ළමයි වැටෙනවා වැටිලා හිතා ගන්න බැරි විදිහට. හරිද? ඇයි එහෙම පාඩම් කරලා චිත්ත ඔළුවේ මතක තියාගෙන වර්ඩ්ස් ඔළුවේ මතක තියාගෙන ෆිසික්ස් කරන්න බෑ ක්වෙස්චන් එක. හරි. තේරුම් අරන් යා යුතු සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක්. ඒකයි මම කියන්නේ day to day activities අනිවාර්යෙන් කළ යුතුයි. day to day activities. okay. මෙතන මේක දාගන්න. The angle means the angle measured in anti-clockwise direction. So we cannot measure an angle in clockwise direction. Cannot measure means we can measure. If we measured an angle in clockwise direction, it will be a minus angle according to the standards. Okay. හරි. මේකත් දාගන්න. This is a concave shape, පුතා. This is a concave shapes. Concave shapes. We can write it. Therefore, in concave graphs, in concave graphs, in concave graphs, in concave graph, comma, when x increases, the gradient also increases. Therefore, in concave graphs, when x increases, the gradient also increases. So, කොටු කරගන්න. This is the second one. Third one, the third variation, gradient decreases with x. The gradient decreases with x. in our interval time, in our break. Okay. The gradient decreases with x. Okay. Actually, now we have learned how to make an argument or how to make a logic to determine the variation of gradient. Right? Everyone, please listen to me. Everyone, please listen to me. Previously, we have made a logic or argument how to determine a variation, how to determine the variation of m with x. Okay. What was my argument? Again, tell me. මොකද්ද මගේ argument එක? කොහොමද මම මේක determine කරේ variation එක? gradient එකේ variation එක මම කොහොමද determine කරේ? Tell me.
By drawing two tangents and measuring the angle.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good. By drawing two tangents and measuring the angles, whether it is increasing or not. Whether it is increasing or not. So that is the basic theory. That is a basic concept in this evaluation. Okay, Puta? Yes, very good. That is the basic theory. You have to follow the basic rules. You have to follow the basic rule. The basic concept. So what is the gradient? Gradient is a tan value. Gradient is a tan value. So if, look at my argument, gradient is a tan value, tan theta. So if m increase, if m increasing, that means tan value should also increase. No, if f increasing means tan value should also increase. That means theta value should be increased with x. So if theta increases with x, that means tan theta will be increased. So m also increases. Okay, that is a basic argument. Look at this one. M is equal tan theta. M is equal tan theta. So if m decreasing now if m decreasing, that means tan theta should also decrease with time not x. So if a tan value decreasing, that means theta value should be decreased. That is my argument. Look at the argument. The argument හොඳට ඔලුවට ගන්න මොකක්ද argument එක කියලා. So finally you have to determine this one, whether the theta is decreasing or not. So if theta decreases, that means you can follow the same step up to this one. If theta decreases, you can follow this step up to this one. That means m decreasing. If theta decreases, that means tan theta decreases, and tan theta decreases means m decreases. Okay. Look at my argument. You have to argue, or you have to build an argument or logic like this way. Okay. Now we can determine what are the shapes of decreasing m. Okay. What are the shape of decreasing gradient? X, Y. මේ homework එක ළමයි කරලා තිබ්බා ගොඩක් අය, but I have to give a note. Sorry. ඇත්තටම එකක් බැලුවා හරි මේකම තමයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. මේකම තමයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. මේකම තමයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. මේ ෂේප් එකම තමයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා මේ එකක් බලන්න. You can clearly see this shape, same shape. Like this one. Therefore, actually you have to consider only one shape only. ඒවල මම කරන්න නැත්නම් ඔයාලට තේරෙන්නේ නැති නිසා. හරි. Look at this one. The first thing, the pen method. Pen method. Look at this one. Initially the angle something near to 90. What will happen? What will happen to the angle? What will happen to the angle? Is it it decreases? No, it decreases. Angle decreases, no?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Look at this one. The angle. Now angle is this one, okay? Angle is this one. It's about 180. Now, what will happen? Now it is near to 90 වගේ नो. කලින් නිකන් 180 වගේ තිබ්බේ. දැන් මෙහෙම වෙනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? මේ angle එක decrease වෙලා මෙන්න මෙතනට එනකොට 90 වගේ වෙලා. So it decreases with time. The same thing here. The same thing here. Initially, the angle is like this. Now it is decreasing, no? Now it is decreasing. Look at this one. Initial angle very near to 180. Now it is decreasing, no? It is decreasing. It is decreasing. Did you get my point? Everyone, I need your responses. Okay, හැමෝගෙම responses ඕනි මට. Tell me. Did you get my point? Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
The pen method. The pen method is it is a shortcut method, but the theoretical way to prove that thing is drawing two tangents at two separate points on the graph. So draw two tangents. This is theta 1 puta. This is theta 1. This one theta 2. This one theta 2. It is very clear theta 1 is higher than theta 2. Theta 1 is higher than theta 2. The same thing can be done for this one. This is theta 1. This is theta 2. Look at this one. Angle is decreasing. Angle is decreasing. This is theta 1. This is theta 2. Theta 1, theta 2. So this is the first point. This is the second point. මේක තමයි first point එක මේක second point එක graph එකේ. Theta 1. Theta 2. Theta 1, theta 2. So it is very clear. It is very clear. If we consider these four shapes, the theta value, that means the tangent, that means the angle between tangent and the positive x-axis decreases with x. So if we consider these four graphs, that means the theta value decreases with x. So that means the gradient also decreases with x. In the previous subtopic means the gradient increases with x. There were four graphs. Which are concave shapes. Now there are four graphs. What kind of shapes is this? This is convex. This is convex shapes. This shape is convex. Convex shapes. Shape එක මතක තියන් එපා. මම නම් කියන shape එක මතක තියාගන්න basic tool එක මේක තේරුම් ගන්න basic theory එක. Basic theory එකෙන් පස්සේ අර pen method එක use කරන්න. pen method එක ලේසි. pen එක අරගෙන යන්න. හරි. pen එක අරගෙන ගිහිලා හරි බලනකොට angle එක මනින්න ඕනේ. හරි angle එක. හරි. Okay. So write the topic. The gradient decreases with x. Okay, write under the topic. Don't write anything. I will give a note. The gradient of a graph. The gradient of a graph. The gradient of a graph is a tan value. Is a tan value. According to the tan curve. According to the tan curve. According to the tan curve. Comma. When theta decreases, tan value also decreases. Sorry.
So can you please repeat this, sir?
Yeah. What is the first sentence पता? Gradient. The gradient of a graph is a tan value according to the tan curve. According to the tan curve. According to the tan curve, comma, when theta decreases, tan value also decreases. Tan value also decreases. Sorry. Write in another paragraph. Yeah. Now we have to consider. 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 we have to consider the graph, the graphs, the graphs the graph where the angle, where the angle, where the angle, where the angle, where the angle. Again, I am repeating. Again, I am repeating. Again, I am repeating. Therefore, therefore, we have to consider the therefore, therefore, sorry. Therefore, now we have to consider. Therefore, now we have to consider the graph, the graph where the angle, where the angle, where the angle, where the angle the tangent, where the angle, the tangent makes with the positive x direction, makes with the positive x direction. Where the angle, the tangent makes with the positive x direction, positive x direction, actually decreases. So in every graph in this Cartesian plane, theta 1 is greater than theta 2. Therefore, tan theta 1 is greater than tan theta 2 because the second angle is somewhat lower angle. Tan theta means it is the tangent, sorry, it is the gradient. Therefore, gradient 1 is greater than gradient 2. Gradient 1 is greater than gradient 2. That means gradient decreases with x. Therefore, m decreases with x. Therefore, m decreases with x. All right. Once you complete writing, please copy this down from here to here. This is convection. Okay. Therefore, if if the graph is convex, it's a convex shape, that means m decreasing with x, m decreasing with x, both sides are correct. If m decreasing with x, shape should be convex. If shape is a convex, then m decreasing with x. මේක ලියලා කොටු කරගන්න. Okay. The third and fourth one, constant gradient graph. Okay, everyone. Now we have discussed, up to now we have discussed the gradient. If the gradient is equal to 0, then what will be the shape of the graph? If the gradient is equal to 0, the graph should be parallel to x-axis. Okay. Then after that, under the second topic, we have discussed when m increases with x, what will be the shape of graph? What will be the shapes of graph? According to the scenario, the graph should be concave shapes, but that can be determined using the angle, that the pen method. Okay, it is very easy and logical. Okay, so don't remember concave and convex, because if you if you confuse with then concave and convex, then your answers will be wrong. But go for the basic theory. Determine the angle, whether the angle is increasing or not. Okay. So we have discussed when m increases with x, what will be the shapes of graph? Then when m decreases with x, what would be the shape of graphs? Okay. Now it's time to consider the constant gradient shapes. Tell me, can anyone form the logic again? Logic එක දැන් ආයෙත් build කරලා කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? කොහොමද අපි ඒක determine කරන්න කියලා? යුෂක? How did we build the logic in previous classes? First, we had considered the definition of gradient. No, definition of gradient. Gradient is a tan value. No, Gradient is a tan value. So if gradient is a constant, that tan value should also a constant. Tan value is a constant when theta is a constant. So theta should be a constant. That is the logic. That is the logic. That is the way of building a logic. Go for beginning. So what according to the definition, a gradient is equal to a tan value. So if a gradient is a constant, that means the tan value should be a constant. If a tan value is a constant, theta should be a constant. Otherwise theta will be varied, no? So if now I can conclude, if theta is a constant, m is a constant. That is the conclusion. That is a way of building a logic. Okay. Very good. Yeah, very good. Very good. So how to build a logic? M, the gradient is equal to tan value. Gradient is equal to tan value. So if gradient is a constant, if m is a constant, that means tan theta should be a constant. Should be a constant. So if a tan value is a constant, this is the second logic. If a tan value is a constant, that means the angle should be a constant. The angle theta should be a constant. Should be a constant. That means now I can conclude. Now I can conclude. So if m is a constant, theta is a constant. Therefore, when m is a constant, theta is a constant. That is my conclusion. That is my conclusion. Theta is a constant. Okay. Write this topic, the fourth subtopic, constant gradient graph. Constant gradient graph. And you can write this argument. M is equal to tan theta. So if m is a constant, tan theta should be a constant. If m is a constant, tan theta should be a constant. If a tan value is a constant, comma, the angle theta should be a constant. Now I can conclude, when m is a constant, m is a constant, theta is a constant. Okay. Okay, now the logic. Now how to determine the shapes. So what kind of shape is this? What kind of shape is this? Now theta is a constant. Theta means the angle between the tangent and the positive x-axis. Yes. the angle between the tangent and the positive x-axis at a particular point. Therefore, if I draw a tangent at any point on the curve, it should make the same angle with positive x direction, no? It should make the same angle. So, if so, the curve should be a straight line. A straight line should be a straight line. Okay, very good. It should be a straight line. Okay, right under this. Right under this. For the gradient to be a constant, for the gradient to be a constant, for the gradient to be a constant, comma, the tangent drawn at any point, drawn at any point drawn at any point on the graph must make must make must make must make the same angle must make the same angle must make the same angle with positive x direction, with positive x direction, with positive x direction. Therefore, the graph should be a straight line. The graph should be a straight line. Everyone, please look at the board. Please look at the board. Suppose to consider. Suppose 2 point. Consider 2 points on a straight line. If you draw a tangent to a straight line, what will happen? If I draw tangent to a straight line, it should be a tangent, no? It should be a tangent. So if I draw tangent to a straight line, that tangent will be the same straight line, no? It will be the same straight line. If I draw tangent to a straight line, it will be the same straight line. So if I draw the tangent from here, it will be the same straight line. So if I draw tangent to a straight line, it will be the same straight line. Therefore, the angle between the tangent and the positive x directions won't be varied. It is a constant. Therefore, if it is a straight line, its gradient will be a constant. So that is the definition of a straight line. That is the definition of a straight line. Okay. What is the definition of a straight line? It is a graph whose the tangent, not the tangent, whose the gradient is a constant. So that is the definition of this straight line. Okay. According to that definition, we can build a y equal mx plus c, that equation. We can build that equations according to that definition. Okay. We will discuss that thing later. Okay. Anyway, if I consider a straight line, the tangent and the positive x direction is a constant, because the tangent is the same straight line. If I draw a tangent at any point on a straight line, it will be the same. Therefore, no need to worry. Do this one.